Great, it's Wednesday, April 15th. Today's PowerPoint is pretty simple. It's just a review of what we learned on Monday and Tuesday. So we're going to review what photosynthesis is and what cellular respiration is and how they work together. And then we'll finish off with another song. I hope you're working hard on your My Way. This is going to be due this week, so make sure you do that. And for extra credit, you can make a Flipgrid video, so you can post that and get extra credit for that. So what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is when a plant cell, which has chloroplast, takes sunlight energy and creates glucose. The chemical equation is carbon dioxide going in, water going in, sunlight energy going in, and glucose and oxygen coming out. And this happens in the chloroplast. So this should all be in your notes. Cool animation, photosynthesis. This one on the left is about photosynthesis on land. This one is in the water. So let's do the one on land. You'll see that carbon dioxide goes in, sunlight goes in, water goes in. And of course you need some nutrients, to make sure the cells are good. And what comes out? Well, you get some oxygen, and then the glucose helps the plant grow and develop. Now on the right, marine photosynthesis is very similar. You still have carbon dioxide going in, sunlight going in, water, and so of course some nutrients to make sure the cells are healthy. It goes in, and the oxygen comes out. But at the same time, instead of growing bigger, the phytoplankton just grow more. So they use the glucose to reproduce. Plants use glucose to reproduce, of course, but they also use it to develop. Now remember, cellular respiration is the evil twin of photosynthesis. So in cellular respiration, you have it in any cell that has mitochondria. So animal cells have mitochondria, but plant cells also have mitochondria. So most cells will have mitochondria because they need the glucose to create energy. Now for cellular respiration, you have glucose going in, you have oxygen going in, and you have carbon dioxide, water, and ATP energy coming out. And remember, this all happens in the mitochondria. So you should write this in your notes. Ooh, and then here's the complex version of cellular respiration. You do not need to know this for the quiz, but it's always fun to look at. And finally, we'll just finish off with how they kind of work together. This is called the carbon cycle. We'll talk a little bit more about this next week, but it's just following the carbon. The carbon dioxide that comes out of the cellular respiration goes into the chloroplast for photosynthesis. It comes out again, but now it comes out as glucose. The glucose goes into the mitochondria, and then it gets broken down to carbon dioxide. And so the carbon gets cycled. All right, we're going to finish off with the photosynthesis song, and we'll come back tomorrow. Goodbye.
If you want to know how a plant grows, it takes water, air and sunlight and makes cellulose. Every plant can do this fundamental process, and we can call this photosynthesis. Unlike me and you, plants need CO2, and they make oxygen that stops us turning blue. Every plant can do this fundamental process, and we can call this photosynthesis. It's a miracle how all the chlorophyll captures sunlight in the leaves of the plants and the trees. A plant of any size can do it if it tries, but we're not green, so we can't photosynthesize. Every plant can do this fundamental process, and we can call this photosynthesis. It's a miracle how all the chlorophyll captures sunlight in the leaves of the plants and the trees. Every plant can do this fundamental process, and we can call this photosynthesis. Every plant can do this fundamental process, and we can call this photosynthesis. Photosynthesis.